Hello, I'm Em. What is Baby Small? What are these collections of words? Baby Small is my cat, the only remaining cat that's alive. I can't talk about it. It's horrific. I love her. She's sweet. Definitely dumb. Am I saying dumb is bad? No, I'm certainly not.
So Baby Small, part of it's like super influenced by all the Tibetan Buddhist Dharma studies I've been doing lately, which has been all about like how embracing emptiness and just kind of sitting still and breathing and taming your monkey mind, getting on that elephant path, can alleviate a hell of a lot of suffering, right? Part of me was just really tripping out on that, really helped me heal from a lot of things. But then like outwardly, out loud, someone's like, what are you up to lately? And you're like, well, I've been sitting still and breathing. From like a industrialized nation, kind of capitalist, whatever perspective, that's considered like you're lazy and go do something, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, how are you helping out? But what's crazy is sitting still and breathing is so damn healing that you can actually help alleviate the suffering of other sentient beings. It's not like all about you, it's all about your fellow beings, It really means a lot to me, and I thought it was kind of cool to put that into a punk song.
When Giselle sent me the lyrics of the song, I was intrigued. These were concepts we've been talking about for years. The idea of being worthy and being perfect exactly as you are. You don't need to prove anything, you don't need to do anything, you don't need to be productive, you don't need to succeed in a specific way, you don't have to earn a certain amount, you know what I mean? And the freedom and the rebellion that comes with doing nothing. The freedom and the rebellion that comes from rejecting all the things that get pushed on us from outside sources of you need to be this, you need to do this. For me, it feels like you need to prove something to be worthy. You cannot just be. You cannot just exist. That's not enough. And then that gets swallowed as you're not enough. I love the feeling of freedom that Giselle wove into the song.
There's that pressure to be productive in like a physically creating a freaking kid thing, right? Or like, I don't know, the idea that like shacking up with somebody and not being single is you've somehow accomplished something for your family or for the world. And interestingly enough, statistically speaking, apparently the people in the world who are the happiest are single, middle-aged, childless women. But it's like, meanwhile, the stereotype is like, that's the one thing you could never be, It's like old maid, man, bottom rungs of the social ladder, So there's just this giant gap between what's making people feel good, how are people are expected to present themselves to the world, to their family. It doesn't make any sense. We all heal ourselves and man, that shit ricochets.
This song is probably the most pop punk on the EP. We initially set out to do pop punk, quickly realized we are incapable of doing such things. Somehow I adore pop punk, but it won't come out of me musically. What comes out of me musically is like, there was a period of my life that lasted for about 6 years, and I only listened to Avril Lavigne's first album. Playing the auto harp in a punk pop fashion. It involves a lot of... To be totally frank, I'm grateful that I was with my girlfriend for a good 2 years before we recorded me playing the punk auto harp, because my finger muscles have been strengthened. And if you don't understand why, read a book once in a while, buddy.
Like Em had this idea again, like these cool vocalization overdubs for like Lamaze. I don't know, I call it Lamaze breathing. It's just like, it's so cool. It's just like this crazy beat, of just us breathing hard. And, in one of the drum beats, I'm giving a little wink to exploited sex and violence in one of the parts of the song, which was like the first drum beat I ever learned. Is if anybody wants to learn the drums, it's a great first starter song, exploited sex and violence. So in the video, we're doing some Qigong, Tai Chi movements. Some of them are pretty old school, like Shaolin style, taught by Brother Mansui, Brother Insight. Buffalo, the phoenix, moving the heaven and earth. Other ones like dog wagging its own tail. That's Stephen Washington showed us those. Thank you, because first of all, those moves, they feel so good. Also, I think it's just really fun to do that, trying to freaking not wipe out on a boulder in a mountain in the snow.
Filming the video was horrific. I knew that we were going to be going into the country, and I knew there would be a frozen lake, and I knew there would be a forest. What I didn't know is it involved like an hour-long hike up a very steep incline. To give you an idea of how intense this exercise was, there were people going by that had the build, the energy, and the gait, and the equipment of professional hikers. Okay, so they had like fancy-ass hiking snowsuits and boots with spikes and sticks, fancy poke ski sticks that they poke along, and water bottles that go automatically into their mouth that are backpacks. And they had sweat through snowsuits, back sweat soaked through the snowsuits. Okay, so that gives you an idea. These fit, healthy, super healthy people sweat through the snowsuits. That's how intense the hike was. So I am a person who does not like strenuous exercise. I like dancing around in my home in the nude, and I like swimming also in the nude. I fell a million times. I'm wearing giant boots that don't really fit on my feet, that I ordered for $30 off a counterfeit website. They want to fall off at any moment, and they did. And I fell, and I tripped, and I got snow into every crevice of my being. My back spasmed in a way that I have never experienced before or after. And when I came home, I was so hungry and tired, I gobbled 2 foot-long Subway subs. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud that I eat Subway. That's humiliating. But I'm admitting it to give you insight into the horrors of this day. But it was also fun. It was fun and horrific. And it's a life lesson that 2 contradicting things can exist at the same time. And both are true. Now that's baby small, baby. Hey-o.